Greetings and salutations, everyone. This is Mama Ru, aka Minati Wilson on Facebook. Mama Ru elsewhere on my social media. I am on Twitter at Mama Ru HH is my Twitter handle. And I'm also on Tumblr as Mama Ru. And I have a lot to get off my chest this wonderful, beautiful Tuesday morning. It's a glorious day. I hope everyone is well. Let's see. The remake of the miniseries Roots aired last night on Memorial Day holiday. And there was a lot of people. There were a lot of people in their feelings, both about, not watching it and, why we shouldn't watch it. And there were many reasons why people felt that it wasn't necessary to look at these stories. A lot of folks said, I just can't deal with the traumatic stuff. I don't want anything getting me upset. I don't want to go to work angry. I can understand that. Okay? Because when I got up this morning, I was absolutely in my feelings. I ain't going to even lie. Okay? And then you had other people on the other end of the spectrum who were saying stories about slavery in the United States, enslaved Africans in the United States. Our descendants, if you are a Black American, you are a descendant of West Africans, point blank, period. Okay? That's proven by science. But more about that later. There are people who are saying that this is all propaganda, that, it's white folks who wrote the story and are making the stories and making the TV shows and the movies all to keep us subjugated or, to bring us down and make us feel bad about ourselves. Come on. And then you have these other people who are denying that the Middle Passage even happened. This isn't just one person. One person made this comment on Facebook, and a whole bunch of folks, Black folks now, are co-signing this. And I'm reading this and I'm like, this has the stench of white supremacy all over it. Black people, fortunately, are starting to be more receptive to the power of our people. Okay? Not just, our people as they lived in West Africa, but those that were stolen and brought here to labor and toil until their deaths. Okay? Why is that? Because when you look at the spiritual aspects of it, all of our spiritualities, and I'm including diaspora traditions, African traditional religions, or ATRs is what they're referred to, and also DTRs, diaspora traditional religions. They were all born out of necessity. They interfaced with Christianity in some form or another, okay, whether it's Protestant Christianity or Catholicism. Our traditions of our ancestors were still given life, and those traditions gave purpose, hope, and meaning to the enslaved ancestors who practiced them. What are they? I mentioned one last time, the practice of palo, which is most well known in Cuba, is becoming very popular here in the United States as of recent years. The diaspora tradition of Haitian voodoo, as practiced in Haiti, also becoming more popular here in recent years. The practice of Orisha tradition, Ifa, Yoruba tradition, Ocha, known in Nigeria, but it's also known in places where Yoruba people were taken to be enslaved. That's Cuba. That's Brazil, Trinidad, and other places of the diaspora, okay? And then there are other traditions like Candomblé, Santeria Lukumi, Cubanda or Cubanda, okay? root work and hoodoo in the United States, okay, in the Deep South, voodoo of New Orleans, okay, or Louisiana in general, because it was practiced outside of New Orleans as well. So you have all of these, Kumina, okay, and Winti practice in Suriname, Kumina practice in Jamaica, Obia also practice in Jamaica, Maila or Mela practice in Jamaica, and you know, there are others, okay. I don't have time to get through all of them, and again, I am not well versed, I am no expert in the traditions of the African diaspora. My focus is on Black American spirituality, okay. So I'm kind of narrowing my vision or my view to the traditions of my own people. My people come from Mississippi. I got my DNA done. It was revealed that our African ancestors are from the area known as Congo, Angola, as are many of yours. Okay, so I kind of keep my focus there. But it's difficult to try to talk about it without looking to other traditions, and it's basically, you know, for similarity purposes, and, you know, drawing parallels and filling some gaps where information might be missing, okay, because all of it leads back to West Africa. But now you have people saying there was no Middle Passage because there's no existence of any slave ship. Find me a slave ship. There aren't any. And, you know, okay, this was someone that I accepted as a friend yesterday, I believe. And so that was one of their first posts that I saw that caught my eye. And, you know, I'm not going to unfriend this young person because, you know, we need to teach our people, okay? We can understand what they're saying, but you have to be able to punch holes in that logic. And that's what I did. And then I had somebody coming back, you know, saying things like, because one of the things I said was, you know, so let me get this right. You need proof of the existence of actual slave ships to believe that our ancestors were brought from West Africa. Barring the existence of a slave ship, you don't want to believe that. Okay. And then other folks were chiming in saying, you know, we were already here. Okay. Us Africans, we were already in America. I'm sorry, but that is just bullshit. That's bullshit. Okay? I don't deny the presence of the African in the Americas, okay, or in the quote New World, but those things are ancient. There are artifacts, mainly statues. There isn't a whole lot written, but there is evidence. Okay, you can look to the pyramids that are in, oh gosh, where are they? Central America, or South America, and I believe in some parts of Mexico as well. There are pyramidal structures that are undeniably influenced by Egyptian structures. Okay, you have the Olmec stone heads, the statues, undeniably African in their facial features. So I do not dispute that because that can be supported with facts. But you're talking about a huge time gap in between those occurrences and the occurrence of West Africans on United States soil or New World soil, if you will. Okay. These people are totally ignorant of the fact that the slave trade was alive and well way before white folks in America decided to get up in on it. Okay, the Portuguese, if I'm not mistaken, sailed to the Congo in the 16th century, if not earlier. Okay, I have to check my facts on that, but I'm just going to say in the 1500s. It could have been earlier than that. Okay, so obviously they needed ships to get there. Okay, and Portuguese weren't flying on U.S. air. Okay, they sailed because that's the technology they had available to them during that century. So slavery was in full force. You know, white Americans, or British, or, you know, whatever, they were kind of late in the game. Okay, they were late in getting in on the slave trade. With all of the evidence, and this is what I said, so you're not going to believe ship manifests. You're not going to believe slave sale records. And a lot of these records do, in fact, state place of origin for these African human beings that were being auctioned off at the ports, the slave ports of the United States, the Eastern Seaboard. Okay, so you're not going to accept those facts. You're not going to accept the fact that our culture, our spirituality, our language, there's so many elements of blackness in America that can be attributed to West Africans. And I mentioned the Gullah people. The very name Gullah is said to be a disambiguation of the word Angola. Okay, where a large number of Africans were stolen and taken, not just here, but elsewhere. Okay, they make up the largest ethnic group of people. So now I have people saying, no, the Gullah is not a disambiguation of Angola. It's actually in reference to the Gele tribe. They're the tribe of Native Americans from Georgia. And so basically, everybody who says otherwise is spreading a lie, okay, that the Gullah are not West African, or some of them might be, but the majority of them are actually descendants of the Gele tribe of Native Americans from Georgia. And it's just boggling my mind that there is just so much representation of history going on. Why are we so gullible? Why do we get our knowledge from social media memes? Okay, these memes are not put out there for no reason. Okay, like I said, when I see this kind of thing going on, it has the stench of white supremacy all over it, because they know that a people who understands who they are and whose they are become empowered. That's a white supremacist, racist, worst nightmare, is us becoming empowered with the truth of who we are. Okay, never mind our magic, never mind our utilization of spiritual forces, never mind all that. Okay, just cut us off from our roots and culture. Okay, because anywhere a people is cut off from their roots and culture, they are a weakened people. They are oppressed. I'm trying to change that. And I know so many others who are too. Okay? So when I see stuff like this, people want to erase the history of our enslaved ancestors. They want to deny that the Middle Passage existed. They want to claim that we were already here and we're descendants of some lost Native American tribal people. Now, I don't deny that there are a number of Black Americans who do have Native American ancestry. I'm not talking about the ones who just got the stories passed down because somebody just happened to have a certain grade of hair or a certain texture of skin in their family line. Okay, because I got that in my own family line. I got folks tripping out on me right now because my DNA ancestry test shows that I had less than 0.01% Native American ancestry when I was expecting 6% based on the oral history of my family, based on what my family members have been saying all these years. And I'm going to be honest here. I never felt no kinship to no Native American. I'm not dogging out the Native Americans. Okay? Not at all. However, in my spiritual heart, I never felt any kinship with them. And now I know why. I can understand why, because it's not in my blood. It is not there. But even in the face of scientific DNA evidence, because we can't pick and choose when we going to accept DNA as being legitimate in one instance and being illegitimate in another instance. Okay, we can stand up there and cheer when DNA evidence exonerates someone who's falsely imprisoned for, crimes that they did not commit. But when it comes to DNA ancestry test results that show you ain't got no red man and you black man, all bets are off.